Good morning once again, everyone. I'm going to be talking about credits, um, touching traditional credits and trade credits, and telling us the difference between the two, as well as the prerequisites and the importance of the two to our business. So we'll talk about what credit is. Credit simply means receiving value from a party without immediately giving a value in exchange, but with a promise to give such value in a future date. That is, you are getting credit from a party, either it's a bank loan or a product that you are receiving from a supplier, and you are not paying immediately, or you are promising the supplier that at a particular future date, you are going to make the payment. That is what credit simply means. There are various types of credits, but for this webinar, we're going to be focusing on two. So we have the traditional credit and trade credit. For traditional credit, it is the oldest form of credit that is known to man. And it has been in use for so many years. So the common ones are bank loan, which is majorly for capital expenditure, like you want to expand your pharmacy, you take a bank loan for that. And we have bank overdraft as well, which is more around working capital management. When I say working capital management, I mean the day-to-day running of your business operation, like buying inventory, paying salaries, paying rent, all those recurring expenditures. That's working capital management. Trade credit. Trade credit is an arrangement between two or more parties to facilitate a transaction where payment is not exchanged at the time the good or service is purchased. That is, it's a contract, because it's always a contract. It's good to have a contract between parties when they are entering into credit. So it's a contract between two parties where one party receives products from another party, but it's not making payment immediately and promising that at a future date, he or she is going to make the payment. So the key ingredient here is trust. Sorry. The key ingredient here is trust. That is, the supplier that is giving you the product is trusting that you are going to keep your promise to make the payment that you said you are going to make at that specific future date. So that is trade credit. And trade credit is very, very important in every business operation, which I'm going to tell us the reason why it is important. All businesses depend on credit to grow. You know, those big businesses that you see nowadays, the Dangote of these days, Golden Penny, Flour Mills, all of them, they run on credit. And the way to grow any business is to finance it with a form of credit. And the most flexible one that you can get is trade credit. So that's one of the, that's number one importance. It is flexible. The most flexible form of finance you can get for a business is trade credit. Then it makes you as a business owner to be efficient, because you have made a commitment that at a particular date, you are going to pay for the product that you have received. And the only way you can achieve that is being efficient with your business operation, where you make provision for those obligations, so that when they fall due, you're able to pay. Then the third importance is liquidity. Every business needs to be liquid to keep on running. This money is the lifeblood of all businesses. So trade credit helps to achieve liquidity. Liquidity does not mean cash alone. Any resource that is near cash, like inventory that is sitting on your shelf that you can sell today or tomorrow, is a liquid asset. So trade credit helps you to be liquid. And the other importance of this is that when you are able to buy on credit, you have excess cash, because most of us, we are retail pharmacies, so we have excess cash that we can even invest in a money market, like short-term securities, that will generate more income for us. Income that is coming from other sources, not sale of products. So you invest in money market, for example, and you get interest income at the end of maybe 30 days, when you now liquidate and use the money to pay your supplier. So these are the importance of trade credit to any business operation: flexibility, efficiency, and liquidity. And what is the importance of trade credit to pharmaceutical business? As a pharmacy owner, trade credit helps to free up your cash. So you don't have to tie your cash down in inventory. You have room to use the cash for other aspects of your business operation. You have cash to pay your salaries, pay rent, electricity, water, all those things that you need for the day-to-day running of your business, because you have cash by not tying it down in inventory. Another importance is building relationship with key players in the industry. When you buy on credit, you grow your credit score. When I say credit score, you grow your credit worthiness to your supplier. So they get to know you. They can recommend you to another supplier that this is my good customer. He's always paying on time. With that, you are able to build network of suppliers that can give you products whenever you need them. Another importance is that it helps you to expand your business, because the more you buy and you pay and you build that trust, you can order more products from a supplier. Let's say you used to order like 500,000 naira product on credit, and you bought today, you pay after 30 days. You've done it for a number of times like that. You can approach your supplier that, please, I need to expand my business. I want to order 1 million this time around. Because he has trusted you already that you would pay on the day that you promise. He will give you more. So you're able to expand your business with trade credit. Now I'm going to talk about the difference between trade credit and traditional credit and trade credit. So traditional credit has prerequisites or requirements that are stringent. They are not always easy to get. Like, it's not easy to get bank loan, particularly in this Nigeria that we have. They may ask you to provide a set of financials, which most pharmacy owner does not have. They could ask you to provide business plan to show what you want to use the money for if they give it to you. Prepare cash flow forecast. Like, how are you going to spend the money? How are you going to get it back so that you can repay us? And to top it off, they may ask you for collateral. Say that you should put down an asset. In case you defaulted, you're unable to pay, they will take the asset away from you. That is trade credit for you and traditional credit for you. For trade credit, the requirements are less stringent. They're very light. For example, based on the industry that we operate, everybody must have a practicing license. So that is readily available. That might be required. You may be required to provide financials, but that is if you have it. If you don't have it, it is not a problem. All you need to do is to provide a statement of account, like a bank statement that shows your inflow and outflows, so that the supplier will know that, okay, you are solvent, that you buy, you sell, and you will repay. So they want to see that that movement in your bank account, or you provide a statement of account from your supplier, an existing supplier, that shows that you're a good customer, and when you buy, you pay. That's all you need to show for trade credit. Another difference is traditional credit is not free. It attracts interest. You pay interest on it. And the interest nowadays is very expensive, given that the CBN has increased the MPR above 24%. And that is the base for all other commercial banks to set their interest rate. You are getting interest, you are getting loan at 36% now, 45% for some banks, and that is very expensive. But trade credit is completely free. You don't have to pay any interest on it. However, you may be required to pay a penalty if you defaulted, and it's not all suppliers that will ask you for that. It depends on what you have in your contract. If it's on your contract that if you are late in making your payment, you're going to pay a 5% surcharge. So that's the only penalty that you can get in trade credit. Then for those of us that we prepare financials, I know some business owners like to keep track of how their business is doing, so they prepare financials. So financials now means you have profit and loss, you have balance sheet to track your assets, liabilities, and equity. So in presenting in your financials, traditional credit is shown as loan. It could be long-term loan. It could be long-term loan that you use for expansion. That one you show under long-term liability, or a short-term loan, for example, loan that you collect for 3 months, or bank overdraft that the bank might want you to always, turn to credit every 60 or 90 days. That is shown as current liability. For trade credit, it is always shown as account payable, and that is also a current liability. So that was my time. Thank you everyone for listening. I will hand it over back to the moderator.